You come out and you know that's her.
Unless you're Doofenshmirtz.
Huh?
Unless you're Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah. If I had $1 for every time someone made a Doofenshmirtz reference, I would have $1. You're the first person to do that. No, I'm just doing this because if we're riffing, it's more fun to stand. Yeah. I hit record, right? That's recording. I don't have good memory. Yeah. My brain is a sieve.
And you're the one doing all five. Is this your one? No, that's Andrew's.
Andrew. We want Andrew's water. It's my favorite Pokemon, Beyblade. We have to start now, don't we?
Yeah, I think we do.
We're gonna listen to some hentai guy.
Yeah, there's no hentai in this panel, I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. It's okay.
Because you're going to that hentai now.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
Twitter talk.
Andre is king.
Well, I won like a panel game for is it anime or is it hentai? And it was me versus 10 dudes. I beat them. And I have a sticker to prove it.
Congratulations.
I voted smut.
That's a good sticker.
You
That's a
wanna know
good
the-
point.
I just want to again say thank you for telling us how to get to the convention.
Oh, and it's horrible. I was like, oh my god, I told them how to get here.
You did it.
Yeah,
It's your fault.
Yeah.
You caused this.
You know what? It would be the first time. It's okay.
And we do upload a lot of our panels on YouTube, so if you wanted to catch the beginning of that panel, if you thought it was funny, it's probably going to be on YouTube.
Okay, so yeah. But before, we'll start in a second. So yeah, all of our, if you're following on our socials, on YouTube we upload a lot of our panels. We also have this thing called Anime Survivor, which is we put anime characters in a survivor simulator and just figure out what the fuck's going on. As far as it being all anime characters, that's not the case anymore. Henry Kissinger's won a season at this point, so it's really upsetting, honestly. I wish he never won.
That's a lie.
Oh, I'm so
That's
happy.
a lie.
I'm so happy I can say noted Anime Survivor winner Henry Kissinger. Less happy about like noted Anime Survivor winner Cory Booker. No one gives a shit about that one. So yeah, YouTube is where we upload stuff. Twitch is where we do live streams. Primarily, it's Anime Survivor. On a rare occasion, we'll stream tests of panels.
Or Pokemon Live. We do that.
Yeah. If we have to record a panel for a virtual con, we generally do it on Twitch, so you can like watch it because it's more fun to think we're talking to someone than to a Discord room of ourselves. The Discord is, where you can go to keep up with things because we have a Twitter, but it's Twitter and no one wants to go there. So I'm really upset to say that I don't think we have any more excuses, and we have to start talking about Pokemon Live.
Woo!
Oh no, work.
Uh-oh.
Do we have any? Oh, we have an excuse. This isn't working yet.
You got to hit the arrow with the mouse first.
Huh?
Use the mouse to hit the right arrow first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, get mad. Okay, unfortunately for everybody, we do have to now start talking about Pokemon Live. So I'm Max.
I'm Thomas. I'm the intern.
Yes. Yeah, and you're really insistent on that too, which is funny, because I'm not like prompting you to say you're the intern anymore.
What, do I get like a stipend?
No, you're still unpaid. I would never pay you. And together we are the foundation for the eradication of Gen 5 Pokemon, because Gen 1 Pokemon are good, they're safe, they don't need any more help. In fact, I think Charizard's gotten a bit too much of that shit. But Gen 5 are still acknowledged, and that's a huge problem with the world, and we do need to stop it. And this is our panel about Pokemon Live. First of all, raise your hand. Who here knows what Pokemon Live is? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so you all just came in here because you saw Pokemon.
That makes you normal, by the way.
So Pokemon Live is what some people in the business would call a musical. And before we talk about Pokemon Live,
I mean, I don't think we want to talk
no, we
about
don't.
Pokemon
We
Live.
don't. But before we can, so I'm going to really savor this. We do have to talk about the history of music. Now, music, it's been around for a long time. In fact, it was invented in 1960 by the United Kingdom. They love making shit, and what Britain loves doing after they invent something is, of course, sharing it with the world. Sometimes consensually, sometimes not. But music, unlike those invasions, was actually pretty well received. People loved the British invasion in the 60s. It invented so many genres of music, not just the Beatles genre, but we had the Yardbirds genre, the Who genre, and of course the Led Zeppelin genre. Unfortunately, much like modern British prime ministers, all of those genres of music really just kind of like popped up and died off pretty quickly, burning
looks
into a
like
hot sun.
animals.
Theresa May to Rishi Sunak. Can we make it work? What's going to be really funny is when David Cameron shows up again. Like, he's just bookending this fucking thing. But anyway, so music did die a white hot death because something so great can only be around for so long. And if you ask my dad, he has varying opinions on how music died based on how he's feeling at any one moment. Sometimes he blames it on when noted train enthusiast Peter Gabriel left the band Genesis in the evil clutches of noted trilby enthusiast and the musical antichrist himself, Phil Collins. Sometimes he blames it on punk music, something he calls suburban white kids who don't know how to play instruments, which, I mean, that's the point of punk music, Dad. Sometimes he blames not just Nirvana, but the entire Seattle metropolitan area for the invention of grunge. When I ask him to elaborate on this, he just says, never mind. But most recently, he started just blaming the entire back half of the 1990s. Back then, music was really out of sync. They had descended to the back streets.
Yeah. I mean, didn't Britney Spears and two of the Spice Girls give music for the first Pokemon movie? Are you telling me your dad doesn't like Pokemon music?
What the fuck do you think? When my dad brought me and my friends to see Pokemon, the first movie, in theaters, when he was dropping all of us off, he went to each friend's parent, looked at them dead in the eyes, and said, "You owe me." Yeah, no, he does not like Pokemon music. This man even hates Brother My Brother, which is a crime. Anyway, that's the history of music. So does that mean we have to...
Pokemon Lifetime?
Pokemon Live? No, musicals.
Nice.
We have to talk about musicals. So, as we went over, music was invented in 1960 by John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, and the fourth guy. And you would think musicals, would come after that, because music had to have come before the musical genre, but that's actually not true. The first recorded musical was written in 32 CE, and that is, of course, Jesus Christ Superstar. All musicals are inherently biographical, so this is actually how they dressed back in the day. It's why we know so much about the ancient Roman Empire, like the fact that they all had guns. Loved guns. That's actually where the Second Amendment comes from. First Amendment, freedom of speech, voting, all that shit. Greeks, whatever, fuck yeah. Romans, guns, let's go. And because all musicals are biographical in nature, if I watch a musical, I've learned the entire music writing process. So I'm actually an expert. Because if I learned anything from Bohemian Rhapsody, you just have to hit a table a couple of times, and then you've written a hit song. And honestly, I don't know why not everyone's done it at this point. But if all musicals are biographical, what do you think that means for Pokemon Live?
Uh-oh.
It's entirely canon. Everything in Pokemon Live happens not only in the Pokemon universe, but the real world. So this has some real repercussions for actual Pokemon going forward. And with that, is it?
Types of musicals?
It's types of musicals. So there are, according to a rigorous internet search I did, which was type in how many types of musicals are there on Google. I found out there are 8. There's book, jukebox, review.
Wait.
What?
That's just wrong.
I don't remember the slides doing this.
That's just
What'd
wrong.
you do this panel? You're the
I'm
intern. You're
showing
not
them the
allowed
truth.
to change the panels.
There's only 3 types of musicals.
Okay, fine.
Okay, and those are good musicals, overrated musicals, and bad musicals.
So, why do you think Hades Town is a good musical?
I mean, a few friends told me it's good, and
So-
I'm like, I want to die. That makes sense.
So you're just trusting someone who read a New Yorker review. That's what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think your friends know shit. Do you want to know an example of a good musical? Fucking Shrek 2. I know what you're saying, Max, there's not a lot of songs in that. That's fine. It doesn't need a lot of songs. Shrek 2 has the most important aspect that make a musical good. And that is, of course, a climactic final scene set to holding out for a hero. If you have that, you have a banger fucking musical, which is why there are only 2 good musicals in the world, Shrek 2 and Bullet Train.
And we all know that every single overrated musical is by Lin-Manuel Miranda. So if that's the case, that means every single other musical must be bad. And now, do you think it's
I mean, like what?
it's time to talk about Pokemon Live, right?
I think so.
Oh, thank goodness.
We're really hoping that we just have so many slides that are just not the musical.
It'll run out eventually.
You know, you don't know that.
Please think for but a moment, this could be you wanting to attend a musical. You're being like, oh, I'll go out like this. Wrong. You need a tuxedo, which, you may think they're worn for balls, galas, sporting events, or your high school's casino night. However, that's wrong. Tuxedos are musicals only. Like, this isn't Minions Rise of Gru. Show some respect.
That's why the guy on the SSN was so weird.
Oh, he must have been attending a musical.
Ugh.
Ugh. You're gonna need coattails because, again, show some damned respect for the art form. You're gonna need a top hat. It's been tradition ever because it was worn by the world's most famous musical goer, Abraham Lincoln. You need a monocle, and of course, the more the merrier. A single white glove, only one, perhaps to duel someone who took your parking space or stole your valet. And of
That valet is my property.
Without a cane, how are you supposed to hold up the massive weight of your stimulated brain after you see a musical? It's impossible. And again, you gotta be classy, no less than 3 rhinestones. That's the most important part.
And you have to be careful, like, don't go with a purple cane. I used to have a purple cane, and you will get confused for a pimp, and people will ask you for prostitutes. It doesn't matter if it is clearly a walking cane because you were in a boot and injured. Just don't bring a purple cane to a musical. Unless you're selling hookers. I don't know, man.
Finally, with a sparkle in your eyes, you let everyone know, thank you, world, I'm ready for a musical.
And then after you buy all of this stuff on Temu, you're ready to go. The thing is, I'm sorry, I just had so much fun making this slide. I love Candy Cane Man. The thing is, this is not everything you need for a musical if you're going to Pokemon the musical, because there's a whole extra necessary step, and that is, of course, getting the Pokemon Rave Wand. Available for $5.99 at the musical, or for like $6,000 on eBay because it's a collectible item. Now I know what you're saying, Max, that is clearly a flashlight with a plastic stick attached to it, and you're right. But it's great. When Pikachu's beating up Giovanni, you can wave it in the air, cheer him on. Or when the stage gets dark, you can pop that wand part off and use the flashlight to illuminate the way for members of the cast. You definitely won't blind them and cause them to fall over off stage and injure themselves.
True story.
True, yeah.
True story.
Yeah, so anyway, Pokemon Live?
I guess. I mean, we've avoided it for what? How many minutes?
13. Well, why Pokemon Live? Like, who thought this was a good idea? And the answer to that is, of course, late stage capitalism. The year was 1999. We had a Pokemon show, video game, trading card game, comic book series, like everything. Why not just make a musical? I mean, the year 2000 is right around the corner. We all know the world's gonna end. No one has to commit to any idea they have in 1999.
Max?
Yeah.
I was born early 2000.
So your parents conceived of you in 1999
As I was
with an
told.
expected birth date in 2000. Thomas, I don't think they meant to have you. I think your mom got pregnant on a lark. She probably like smoked cigarettes and rode roller coasters when she had you. Which, I mean, I understand. My mom did steroids when she had me. It's okay. We can be broken together. Anyway, then 2000 happened, and the party was over, and suddenly everybody had to be accountable for all of those ideas they had. And with a cast and a stage, and everything except a script ready, Pokemon Live was happening, and fuck, they had to write a script, which we don't go into because What would you expect from Pokemon Live? You're not expecting a good script. And now, it's...
Finally, time.
No, I don't want to hit the button.
Hit the button.
Ah! Fuck, they're dancing!
Well, to be fair, it's not all bad. Like, Team Rocket has some synergy going on.
I mean, yeah, Brock's really breaking it out.
And, you know, Pikachu looks like it's trying. I mean, it doesn't look easy dancing in that.
Yeah, the thing is, Ash's mom is clearly doing like that church mom dance. And Ash is grooving like an awkward white guy at a party who's exactly one drink in and doesn't know anybody. Now I know what you're saying. Well, what's so bad about this? This is pretty high quality, right? Like, you know, the rest of the musical must be watchable. It fucking isn't. So Brock repeatedly promised us throughout the year 2000 and 2001 that they would release a high quality video of the musical that you could purchase at your local store. And it never happened. There is no high quality version of this musical, just stuff like this that was used for promotional material. So if you want to watch Pokemon Live, which we have done at least 4 times, check our letterbox. You have to watch it on YouTube. The best version is known as the Delbert cut. I like that you're pulling it up right now. So the best version is uploaded by a guy named Brian Delbert, and it's the Delbert cut. And he spent 4 hours piecing together the most palatable fan rips of
4 years.
Yeah, 4 fucking years to assemble what is an almost watchable product. Imagine if Brian Delbert were passionate about cancer research instead of the Pokemon musical. Cancer would be cured. Anyway, the musical begins. Some guy walks on stage and asks everyone how they feel about Team Rocket, and kids boo, because you have to be taught, like, the purpose of a musical is it's interactive. It's not like going to the movies where everything's set in stone. You go to a musical because you can change the outcome of what happened. The most famous event of that, of course, is John Wilkes Booth.
If you can't change it, why show up live?
Why are you paying more money to see people do it live and potentially goof it? It's wild. So anyway, after they encourage children to participate, they start playing the Orange Islands opening and song. And honestly, if I were 7 and there, I'd be pretty hyped. I mean, someone asked me my opinion on Team Rocket. I got to say it. I got to watch the Pokemon opening. That's a good day. And then, you know, I'm a kid, so my favorite thing next is, of course, a commercial. So the musical starts with an advertisement for the new Diamond badge. They claim it is the hardest badge to acquire, and that there's only one of it, which is bullshit. I've seen the hit 2006 documentary, Blood Diamond, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, and there's way more than one diamond in it. This musical was clearly brought to you by Zales, and it is some scarcity bullshit. In hardest substance, my ass. Diamonds are not, they're not the hardest thing. So the Mohs hardness scale was invented by German geologist / bartender Mo Sislak in 1812. And it measures how many full bottles of beer can be broken on an item before it shows visible degradation. For those of you who are unaware of what visible degradation is, it's like in Breath of the Wild where your weapon starts flashing red. So that's what happens. How many beer bottles can that fucker take? Brock is a 4, Bar Table is a 7, and Barney's Skull is an as of yet unknown number. But Mo stopped doing his research in 1812 because he could just, you know, sell beer at a bar. And since then, we've discovered many harder minerals, specifically wurtzite boron nitride, which has an indentation strength of 114 billion pascals, far exceeding diamond's 97 billion. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, a pascal is, of course, the force a beer bottle needs to hit noted survivor player Pascal English's skull to force him to be medically evacuated from the game. So after this, we get an ad for a website. I need to note, again, this is the year 2000, you are at a musical. No one has cell phones, and even if they did, they wouldn't be bringing them out. So the fact that they're advertising diamondbadge.com is wild to me. But, you know, we're watching a fan cam rip. I can go there, and I shouldn't have gone there. I'm pretty sure I got a virus. So, I had my computer take some antiviral pills, wiped it down with some alcohol wipes, threw it in the lake, and washed it with soap for 20 seconds. Heck, I even injected ivermectin into the SD slot just to be safe. And I mean, at this point, I'm just operating off of a new laptop. And it's kind of insulting that such a revolutionary piece of work, Pokemon Live, wouldn't have a functioning website anymore. But some weird indie hit, Space Jam, still does. I mean, that came out 4 years before. Who's even seen Space Jam? I mean, come on. There's even, this is very optimistic of them. There's a press box page where you can see upcoming Space Jam news, and it's empty, which means that there's never been a sequel or junior novelization of Space Jam. And I mean, I just want that to happen. Maybe we'll get a good sequel, and Bill Murray will finally play some basketball. Anyway, Giovanni's giving out the Diamond Badge. And I thought Blue was the Viridian City gym leader.
I mean, maybe he broke his legs.
just Tanya Hardinged his ass.
Yeah.
And what happened to him? So is Giovanni just running for gym leader again? I thought he was in jail. Can he even do that? I guess he can. So anyway, at this point, the musical starts properly. Ash's mom and Professor Oak wake him up to tell him that they're going to go to an exciting Pokemon research symposium. And Ash goes, I'm an adult, I would never go to a research symposium. That's for kids. So they go, and Ash decides to just, start hanging out. He recreates his favorite 1983 film starring Tom Cruise, Risky Business. And once he's done doing that, Misty and Brock show up. And Ash is just really excited to tell them about the Diamond Badge ad he saw. Which is weird because, again, he has only danced in his underwear so far. He hasn't listened to the radio except to hear the Pokemon theme song. And he hasn't watched TV. So presumably this was Futurama directly into his brain. So he's like, hey guys, Diamond Badge. And Misty's like, hey, you were supposed to take me to the movies for my birthday 3 weeks ago. And first of all, Misty and Brock, how'd you get here so early? Where do you live? This is Pallet Town. We have Ash's house. We have Gary's sister's house, or as I like to call it, the fuck shack. And then we have Professor Oak's lab, or as I like to call it, don't have sex there, it's weird. So are they living in the woods? Where the fuck are they? Cerulean City's all the way over there.
I mean, maybe they commuted on Misty's bike. Oh, wait.
So A, what bike? B, there's some insurmountable tiny bunny hills that would have to be climbed to get there between Cerulean City and Mount Moon. You can't just climb those. They're 3 feet tall. It's crazy.
Maybe they surf?
I mean, how? You can't surf there from... Did she no-clip off the map?
Swing by the truck, see Mew?
Maybe.
There's no way Mew will just run.
Okay, fuck it, fine. Where's the movie theater? That's the real question. Is it in Saffron? They have some unmarked buildings. Maybe it's this place. That seems like somewhere you'd go for a drug deal, but maybe it's an art house theater. I don't know. Could be.
Unfortunately, they actually start singing with the song You and Me and Pokemon, which you may recognize from Pikachu's Jukebox. It played there occasionally. Or episode 147, The Firing Squad, where beloved companion Tracy Sketchit was gunned down tragically. But
Booth!
Let's be real, you're all here, you all saw it from Pokemon Heroes, and it's fine.
It was it was a sex jam in that movie.
Yeah, it was.
You and Me and Pokemon takes on serious different vibes with that image.
Another quirk about You and Me and Pokemon is that it actually has a high quality image. It was this in the GIF. That's it. This is all you get. And you may have a few questions about this, like, why is there a Zapdos just hanging out? And why is there a Geodude floating? It doesn't know levitate. What's going on here? Or why is Hypno staring at your crotch and squatting?
Well, actually, what I'd like to know, it's weird that in this cut they don't have the Hoot Hoot that is actually in the clip. So in this, in the clip, it's the first reveal of a Gen 2 Pokemon. Hoot Hoot is one of the mannequins they made. They don't even have it in the promo.
I don't know.
Also, why would you promote Hoot Hoot first?
The most interesting part about this is, you see this guy? He's covering his eyes with his fingers. They intentionally did this to him. This was his one moment. He's an extra in Pokemon Live, okay? Your career ends here, and they just cheated him from it. The musical wasn't officially released. This is this guy's only shot, and they ruined it for him.
Hypno's still staring at me.
Oh.
Okay. So now Team Rocket show up, and they do their standard, like hybrid Team Rocket thing. And so before we get into that, I would like to note that James is like the only person in this who went on to have an actual musical career. He was Elder Price in the Book of Mormon. Right? Pretty cool, right? Good for him. He has he wrote an autobiography, and he talks about like working on this musical, and he absolutely hated it. He applied for the role of James before seeing Pokemon, and then he went and watched an episode of Pokemon and went, wow, James is like every negative gay stereotype in one. So he went back for second round auditions, and they were like, hey, can you do it like James from the show? And he was like, well, I could do the most derogatory version of my identity as a role for you for money, or I could continue to be an unemployed actor. And fortunately for him, he decided to be an employed actor. Jessie, though, nowhere. Presumably, towards the end, there's a scene at the end of this where I think she birdmans herself out of reality. But anyway, they show up and they get booed because, kids fucking hate Team Rocket for some reason. So Team Rocket, they're not going to stand for that. If you're getting booed by 8-year-olds at, a musical or a convention or whatever, you're gonna snap back. So they compare the Radio City Music Hall unfavorably to Cleveland, Ohio.
Ooh.
And
what am I doing there?
I don't know which one of those were you shopped into. That's the real question. I like how proud you are of the destruction you wrought to Cleveland. Honestly, I think you cleaned that up. So I'd like to know, at this point, it meant I had to look into the tour schedule for Pokemon Live to see if they went to Cleveland before or after Radio City, and the answer was after. So they are razzing the New York audience, comparing them unfavorably to an audience they haven't even encountered yet. In fact, before New York, the only place they went to was Albany, a media market that didn't know what Pokemon was yet. And they're like, no, those kids are fine. It's Cleveland. I also got to find out how much they charge for a ticket. How much would you pay in today dollars to watch a Pokemon stage musical? Just say a number that you would pay. Huh?
$60.
60?
35.
35? 20? Okay, so you're the closest. In Cincinnati, you could see it in the nosebleeds for $12.50 and $2,000, which converts out to 22 bucks. Wild. 60, like nowhere.
Nowhere near Berlin.
No, in Cincinnati, Detroit, best seats, not there, 50 something. You're overpaying for Pokemon Live. It's okay, he said 200, so.
And then I watched the musical, okay? It's no longer 200. Thankfully, now it's Giovanni's song where he kind of looks over all of his masses and he outlines his plot to use his Pokemon, learn every single move, and take over the world.
Hell yeah.
And you may be thinking, what Pokemon is this that could do that? It's none other than Mewtwo.
Wait, we just had a movie with that one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Mega Mewtwo.
That's not out yet.
My bad. Mecha Mewtwo.
Fake.
Yeah, I don't think it's that one either.
There's one.
Okay. Mecha Mewtwo?
That's a Zoid.
Okay, let me try one more time.
Okay.
Mecha Mewtwo.
Thomas,
Yeah,
why did you microwave a Bionicle and take a photo of it?
that's the actual Mecha Mewtwo.
No, that is a microwave Bionicle.
Bionicles didn't release until 2001. That is actually Mewtwo. Mecha Mewtwo, spelled like that.
That's a test release Bionicle that someone melted. You can't convince me otherwise.
You saw the musical 4 times. Whatever. The point is, too many Mewtwo's in Pokemon. There's this one, which Ash thought he could take like 1v1 Final Destination, no items, Fox only on. There's the Univin Mewtwo from Genesect and the Legend Awakens. There's the hologram Mewtwo from Mastermind of Mirage Pokemon. And you might be thinking, all these Mewtwo's are kind of bad. That's true, but there's one good Mewtwo in the Mewtwo from Pokemon Adventures.
That man has a spoon. He's ready to eat up all those Gen 5 fuckers. He's doing his part. What about you?
Anyways, the song continues, at least until James asks Giovanni about his policy on Don't Ask, Don't Tell, in which case Giovanni stops singing and just reprises the song again. He just cuts it off, doesn't even answer the question. And so he continues singing a reprise of the song he literally just sang, until he's rudely interrupted by an Alakazam trainer who's there to face Mecha Mewtwo and claim the Diamond Badge. Spoiler alert, he doesn't, and Alakazam, is that feigning?
I think they're making out.
I think it's
I think this is a
supposed to be
Pokemon
fake.
Heroes moment.
Well, Alakazam isn't the only Pokemon to fall that day. There's R.I.P. Venusaur. I think it's using poison powder there, but it's hard to tell.
That Venusaur is definitely having a bad reaction to a cheesy gordito Crunchwrap Supreme with flaming hot Cheeto sauce. I don't know if I said a real Taco Bell menu item, but I think it sounds like one. I think you can put any 4 words together, and that's a Taco Bell item. And that Venusaur ate it, and he has food poisoning.
It's food poison powder.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, the hero of the story arrives. This unnamed individual, who we will call Cool Trainer Jake, for lack of a better name. He's the only one to come in and realize that this is some world-ending stuff. He notices how big of a threat Giovanni is, and he's like, I gotta wrap this up now. So he uses his ultimate attack, a final gambit, to take down Mecha Mewtwo, and that is, of course, Electrode Self-Destruct, which, unfortunately for him, doesn't go well, and Giovanni, in his ultimate victory, having stopped the only person who could ever stop him, decides to sing another reprise and literally dance all over him. It's actually quite disrespectful.
So at this point in the musical, they've realized, it's been a while since we've seen Ash and Gang, and Brock hasn't had any characterization. He's just stood there. So they decide that Brock has to have a horny moment. So he has to go hit on some women, but Brock's really bad at coming up with pickup lines. So his strategy is to throw the Diamond Badge map into the lake and then ask the girls how to get to the Diamond Badge, which, cool. Once he finishes losing the Diamond Badge map, they break into the song My Best Friends.
Wait. So is losing the map his only move?
Yeah, Ash's move is breaking women's bikes. Brock's move is losing the map. And it's sad. So anyway, we hit My Best Friends, which Ash sings about his good friends Misty, who's bad at him because he, was a shitty friend to her, and Brock, who decided instead of hanging out with them, he was going to go approach random women in the woods and ask them where they're going, which honestly sounds like a true crime podcast. The theme of this musical is going to be friendship, in case you were unfamiliar with what Pokemon was going to teach you as far as morals go. Anyway, after that, they fight Deaf Trainer Joe, who puts them all to sleep. Because he uses Jigglypuff.
That's the character's actual name.
Yeah,
this isn't a Cool Trainer Jake moment where we made something up. That character's actually named Deaf Trainer Joe.
They communicate with him in ASL, and unfortunately the quality is so low I can't tell if they're actually signing or just, doing random stuff. But while that happens, Misty decides it's time for her to have characterization, and it's as awful as you think it is. She sings Misty's song, which is just, how much she loves Ash and how afraid she is that he's going to break her heart. And Mew is there for some reason, I guess from when she went to the truck. And honestly, at this point, I was half expecting Go to show up, catch Mew, and just peace out. But he didn't do that. Instead, we have to linger on the whole teenage smitten girl trope, which is just so upsetting. And Misty, why are you so afraid he's gonna break his heart? You saw what he did to your bike. Your heart is next. So now we cut to Brock and Delia as they show up to CSU Sacramento, where there is, and I'm not kidding here, a demo for Pokemon Sleep. They are catching a research symposium on the sleep habits of Snorlax. That's right, Radio City Music Hall was able to play Pokemon Sleep 23 years ago, and we just got it. But it turns out that it was all a plot by Giovanni to kidnap Professor Oak for what I assume are plot reasons, but is poorly described, which honestly should have made sense. Why the fuck would you have a research symposium at Sacramento when UC Davis is right across the causeway? You know, a real school. Giovanni decides he's going to kidnap Professor Oak, and while he's at it, take Delia, and then do a reprise of Everything Changes, the song they were just singing. If you're curious why I didn't cover Everything Changes,
It's bad.
it's really bad. I didn't want to. At this point, Ash decides he should start thinking about how he's going to get the diamond badge. I need to note here that, you know, it's going to be Giovanni. He should know it's Giovanni from the ad that was, you know, beamed into his brain, Futurama style. And, you know, Ash has so many Pokemon to choose from to fight a ground-type gym leader. Who should he pick? Audience, what's a good pick from that selection?
Pikachu.
Anything but
We said a good pick. Anyway, he chooses Pikachu. At this point, it breaks into the hit song Pikachu, I Choose You, another song about friendship, with the added implication that friendship in Pokemon is having your animal fight someone else's animal for money. That's why I'm not friends with my dog. I have her fight other people's dogs for free. Isn't she cute? She ate that bandana immediately afterwards. She did not want to cosplay Matapacos, the best dog to have ever been born. Yeah. We have one person who follows Argentinian riot dogs. Anyway, this becomes a musical number. While Ash starts singing about how much he loves his Pikachu, a lot of Pikachu show up on stage and start swinging each other around haphazardly. Honestly, the fact that this didn't lead to several injuries is beyond me, because this is a good number. Team Rocket shows up in their Magikarp submarine, and they are able to identify Ash's Pikachu through this whole mess and capture Ash's Pikachu using, and I'm not kidding here, a tiny net.
Just like that?
Just like that. The Iron Strength boxing glove didn't work. Recreating Asteroid City didn't work. And Paper Mache Arts and Crafts didn't work. Tiny net.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So anyway, at this point, Ash notices Pikachu is missing, and he stops singing the song because, you know, he's panicked, like, where's my Pikachu? But the song keeps going. The musical number does not stop. The dances continue as the musical takes a mind of its own, consuming us into an all-ending void, leading us into the one and only logical conclusion, an intermission. Wait, sorry, I need to grab my jelly donut real quick.
Usually, intermissions are used for, like, you know, using the restroom.
A jelly donut, everybody.
You bought that?
I bought a jelly donut. Should I eat it during the intermission?
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it. Go
cool,
for it.
cool.
It's the only time.
This is the break. We don't have to do anything.
Yeah, normally intermissions are used for, you know, using the restroom or like
Can't open
texting
it.
your friends or, you know, maybe leaving the musical if you're a coward.
If you read the New Yorker review midway through and went, yeah,
Exactly.
well, they said the second half doesn't stick the landing.
Well, just by a show of hands, who do you think would be like the best Pokemon character to entertain the kids who stuck in their seats during the intermission?
Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff, that's one. Anyone else? Well, if you guessed Ash's Pokedex Dexter, you'd be right. Who kind of leads them on what kind of Pokemon are you, which is a great song. I actually took the Play Nintendo quiz and wound up as Pikachu. And first of all, this is wrong. I think I know myself pretty well, and I'm way too badass to be a Pikachu, okay? Come on now. And second, this song's genius, because they go back to the audience participation, where they ask questions to the audience. Like,
Okay.
for example,
Who in your family is a crabby?
My dad.
So your dad's a bitch.
Alright.
Okay.
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 Who's a brother?
Who has a brother?
Alright, I got
Is your
this.
brother a muck or a slow bro? So he's gross.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, who has a mother? Yeah, you. Okay, is your mom a Snorlax or a Ghastly?
Ghastly?
Okay, yeah.
That's the
Same,
most
same.
That's the
Same.
most polite way of asking if your mom is single, by the way. But all of this aside, it is a very revolutionary, now I say it, prophetic song, as it predicted this. And this. So, who's the real big brain mega genius now?
Not them. I mean, it's Dexter. That man fought off
Dexter.
Team Rocket with yo-yos. He's like the modern day Kilowatt. Anyway, at this point, the musical unfortunately continues, and Ash is suffering from major separation anxiety. Pikachu's missing. Misty then decides to unleash the Soon in Tsundere, and just starts accusing Ash of being neglectful to Pikachu and forgetting Pikachu's birthday as if that's something Ash would ever do. I mean, Ash would never forget Pikachu's birthday. Dude just led a whole musical number for Pikachu as if it's a normal thing. It's not like Pikachu's a girl or anything. So anyway, Misty leaves Ash because, he broke her heart. Like she said he was afraid he would do in Misty's song because he forgot her birthday, something he did 3 weeks. Okay, I'm next too, I can keep going. So he broke her heart. He forgot her birthday, the thing that he did 3 weeks ago. And at this point, Misty, just ghost him. You know what you need to do. So Ash, put in a situation like this, decides to, wait a minute, sorry, there we go. Ash in this situation decides to just no you her and demands that Misty and Brock leave so that he can go and look for Pikachu himself. And by that, I mean, sing a song.
So he sings "The Time Has Come," which this is how it looks in the anime. This is how it looks in Pokemon Live. Anime, Pokemon Live. Which in the anime, it's about how Ash thinks Pikachu would be better off helping fellow Pikachus, and they should go on their own adventures, and it's a really sweet episode. In Pokemon Live, Ash just sent his friends out to look for his rat, and then he sings about how he has to give up the rat because he needs that diamond badge, baby. That's what he needs, just the badge. So it's a subversion, but it doesn't work at all, considering. We cut to the D plot with Oak and Delia, who are captured in a cage. And Professor Oak, he's like, don't worry guys, I know martial arts. I'm gonna punch my way through the cage. It doesn't work for him, and he martial arts himself onto the floor. Thankfully, Giovanni arrives, and he's just like, hey guys, I'm here. He tells them his entire plan, just in case no one could keep track of it by now, because, if you're a kid, maybe you can. And he reveals Mecha Mewtwo knows every type attack except electric attacks. He needs Pikachu to complete his plan. Pikachu, not the electrode that Team Rocket has and are currently using as power sources. They have electric types. Why does he need Pikachu? I mean, I guess it's a weird flex, but he insists, so I guess it's okay. While locked up, Delia reveals she used to be good friends with Giovanni. And we're gonna linger on this just a bit, because this could mean a few things.
No.
First of all, diamond shipping is real. I'm not going to explain what it is. I think you know that. I am going to explain that it was created when Pokemon Gold and Silver were leaked. And then they were like, oh, a character is going to be related to Giovanni. And of course, in America, we were like, yeah, we know who's related to Giovanni. We like Star Wars. It's the same thing. It has to be. It wasn't. The second scenario is that Ash's mom is a trainer chaser who was into Giovanni, but kind of just left him when Ash's real dad beat him up and took his lunch money.
At least he left him with the ice cream.
Yeah. And the final situation is This being a massive plot by Ash's mom to not only to get Professor Oak to stop hitting on her, but also get Ash out of the house. That's orchestrating the whole thing. It is true, it would have worked. Unfortunately, this would have involved her singing Everything Changes, and no one would do that voluntarily. That's just an awful song, and I can't stress that enough. Giovanni, he celebrates his victory by singing a reprise of the main theme, like You and Me in Pokemon, which not only makes this his third reprise, but also the second song he's saved from being completely and absolutely dog shit. Oh, I just keep going. And things couldn't be more dire. Team Rocket shows up, and they've got Pikachu in their tiny net, and they're like, you know what, Pikachu, here, Giovanni. And Giovanni's like, now have him battle Mecha Mewtwo, and they're like, you do it. And he's like, I can't battle myself, idiot. So Team Rocket has Pikachu use electric type moves on Mecha Mewtwo. Pikachu doesn't get the memo and kind of goes sicko mode on everything else but Mecha Mewtwo. In the chaos, Oak and Delia can they just casually knock out Team Rocket and escape. But they still leave Pikachu there. It's a really awkward scenario.
So, the story then cuts to Brock and Misty in the woods. Brock is looking for Pikachu, while Misty is searching for her self-respect. Misty tries to open up to Brock about what she's going through, and the fact that Ash didn't take her to the movies, the movie that doesn't exist, for her birthday 3 weeks ago. Actually, let's circle back to the fact that Misty had a birthday, real quick. I think that is more important than talking about the musical. So Ash doesn't age. It's not an Andy Milonakis thing. Ash just never gets older. I think he was 11 for one day, and then he became 10 again. Misty canonically ages. She's 13 now. She'll be 14 in a year, 15 a year after that. At some point, this is going to get pretty creepy, and the only way for Misty to visit Ash is going to be by surfing to Epstein's Island. Anyway, after that, Brock decides that he's going to sing a song, because he doesn't want to listen to Misty's shit. He wants to sing about how much he wants to have sex with both Officer Jenny and Nurse Joy at the same time in a purely monogamous relationship, which makes sense.
Wait, it seems to me he's only into authority figures.
Well, I mean, Brock is simping for the cops, which is pretty problematic. Add into the fact that Officer Jenny is definitely an adult and Brock is 15, and this gets way weirder, way faster. But anyway, the song is called Two Perfect Girls, and it's pretty swingy and bop. It's fine. It's fine. There's a lot of energy. Brock is always trying, which is cool. So after that, we get another ballad. I know, I'm upset about it too. Ash's mom and Oak have escaped. So Ash's mom sings about how much she misses Ash and how she's afraid that he's becoming an adult. And Misty sings about how much she misses Ash and how she wants to fuck him.
Wait. Imagine you're Misty right now, and you're just in the woods singing about your crush, and then you look over and it's your crush's mom also singing about your crush. That's kind of an awkward
But about how he's growing up and becoming a man.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it works out. The other thing here is this is this a negative Bechdel test point? Because to pass the Bechdel test, you have to have two female characters talk to each other about something besides a man, and this is a duet ballad about the same guy. Anyway, at this point, they turn around, see each other, and go, "Oh, we found the whole party." So at this point, Brock, Professor Oak, and Ash all get together with Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White and Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I can't do it right now. And Team Rocket. Normally, I can do that.
You're washed.
God,
Get off the stage,
I'm only
man.
2 hours in, and I already can't do Ultimate Showdown. Anyway, everyone shows up, and Team Rocket's like, Ash, we need to take you to Giovanni, and you need to make Pikachu fight Mecha Mewtwo so you can end the world. And Ash is like, Team Rocket, I demand you take me to Giovanni so I can force Pikachu to fight Mecha Mewtwo and end the world. And they both look at each other in Spider-Man meme, wait, what's going on? So eventually they agree that they will be each other's captives in the situation and walk off to Giovanni's lab.
Wait. are those Razor scooters built for 10-year-olds? Like, don't they have those for adults?
They do have adult. They did have adult trick scooters in 2000. Yes, my mom had one and fell on it, and it was really painful for her,
Just-
and I didn't care.
Just not in Pokemon Live?
No, Razor scooters. I don't think JD Bug gave them money.
Okay, then if Ash is 10, then why do the Razor scooters not fit him?
That was a big issue they had. Anyway, the rest of the team decides they don't actually want to go to Giovanni to see the world end, so they just go to Six Flags and ride Medusa, which honestly, the better pick. It's still a great roller coaster after 25 years.
Unfortunately, tragedy strikes as Team Rocket blast off on their scooters off stage, and we hear a crashing sound. We can only assume that they are dead. They do not show up ever again in the musical. This is it. They're dead.
And this is again where I remind you that the actress who plays Jessie has not appeared in anything since this.
That was it. Now it's time for the only characters who are left in the room since Team Rocket just died. That's Giovanni, Ash, and Pikachu here for a battle. Like Odysseus, who's willing to take on all the suitors to get to his wife, Ash is willing to do whatever it takes to get to his true love, the Diamond Badge. And so, of course, it's Pikachu versus Mecha Mewtwo. And oh wait, Pikachu's already dead. So, in his ultimate defeat, Ash is like, whoa, 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 best 2 out of 3. And he challenges Giovanni to a rap battle.
Now, Giovanni, as we know, has saved every song in this franchise, and Ash can't do shit. So this is really like an Eminem versus Tom McDonald situation, where Ash just raps about his privilege, and Eminem and Giovanni just steps all over him. So Ash is now 0 for 2 on this, and has to declare an emergency best 3 out of 5.
So he lost the rap battle, he lost the Pokemon battle. All that's left is the martial arts battle, baby. Let's go. Unfortunately for him, Giovanni's a martial arts expert, and Ash gets thoroughly schooled. Like, look at that. This isn't even close. You probably can't tell, but Giovanni's like kneeing him in the gut. And just when everything seems lost, Mewtwo shows up. But unfortunately for us, it's the bad Mewtwo, you know, the one that fell in love with a child.
The Epstein Mewtwo.
The Epstein Mewtwo.
Mewtwo then downloads all of Ash's memories into Mecha Mewtwo in hopes that it will inspire a hope for humanity in this cold, heartless robot. And these are Ash's hopes and memories. So really all it does is teach him casual sexism and an insatiable bloodlust. So Mecha Mewtwo, just as he begins to fire his lasers, has another series of memories go through his head, a much more pure and wholesome series of memories, those from a true hero, Electrode. Electrode's memories of his time with Cool Trainer Jake, the villains they defeated, the towns they saved, the blood plasma they donated to hurricane victims. Mecha Mewtwo knows what he must do. The 4 indictments are not enough. Permanent action must be enacted. Mecha Mewtwo uses self-destruct.
I mean, this is when everyone goes up and goes around Ash, and Brock congratulates him and asks how he won the Diamond Badge, which he discovers he has in his pocket, which I don't know how that happened.
I mean, Giovanni threw it at him because Giovanni's whole game is he gives you the Diamond Badge, then literally pries it from your cold dead hands.
Kind of hardcore, actually.
Yeah.
Brock is very impressed, and you know, we all know Ash earned all of his badges. He decides, because of canon reasons, to give this one to Misty, who really, really does her best to act like she's happy with it. She's like, in Ash's mind, he's just bought into the propaganda. He thinks diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Zale's got us again, man. Zale's got us again.
But no, that's not it. And the musical ends with everyone singing except Team Rocket, because they're dead, and Giovanni, because he noped out of there. So, now, what are the effects of Pokemon Live? Because this had rippling effects throughout the industry. As you can see here, money, although Pokemon Live didn't make money, it showed other studios that licensed musicals, not a bad idea. And then they came everywhere. We've got Evil Dead, the musical, Shrek, the musical.
Not to be confused with Shrek 2, the best musical.
Yeah, we got them, of course. Back to the Future, the musical. Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark. Breaking Bad, the musical. Saw, the musical. And, you know, my personal favorite, Flat Fuck on Broadway. But these just didn't stop. There's some good ones, but we just live in a world where there's SpongeBob, the musical, Rogers, the musical, and Rogers, the musical. And of course, there were even more implications for this. Like Tracy, he died. Ash and Misty poke shipping. A, it's problematic, because A, they're young, and B, it's canon now. Pokemon Live is canon. This was even the case in the Christmas bash. Like, it's canon. It's not going away. And because this is canon, any conflicting piece of Pokemon media after this is non-canon, such as Mewtwo Returns. It doesn't exist. Team Rocket, they're dead. Brock, well, this doesn't happen. And his spicy pizza pancakes don't happen, which honestly, considering the fact the frying pan is on his head, that's probably a good thing.
I mean, I have to do a pancake baking contest at work on Tuesday. I need to learn that recipe. That's not even a joke. We're having a pancake competition.
So now with nothing better to do, we're gonna tier list everything.
Okay, so the worst songs in this musical are Everything Changes, Misty's Song, and I've Got a Secret. Just 3 awful ballads. In D tier, we have You and Me and Pokemon, the best at being the worst.
We didn't talk about that one, but it had
Yeah.
like a 20-second allusion to the Hindenburg, so...
That's why it's D tier instead of F tier. It is otherwise so bad, and it's almost like meta bad, but it doesn't quite get there. And of course, Double Trouble. These are just songs, they're not good.
Yeah. The C tier is the songs that I really like, but Max doesn't.
Yeah.
And so this is just a whole tier of me coping. I'm not willing to give up my childhood. Without it, what do I have? Absolutely nothing. Let's move on.
In B tier, we of course have I Choose You, Two Perfect Girls, something you should not Google, which we learned the hard way, and then the hard way, and then You Can't Win.
Which was the rap battle.
Yeah, it was the rap battle. And in A tier, we of course have It Will All Be Mine and What Kind of Pokemon Are You?
The best songs. They made it worth it if I don't pay attention for half of it.
No, It Will All Be Mine was solid the whole way through.
So
That'd be
good.
like a C tier song in a good musical. And with that, how could we have prevented Pokemon Live? And the answer is easily. The voice actress for Pikachu could have stopped this. She had to have full scene approval for this musical and recorded scenes directly for it. But she went, yeah, this seems fine, and now we have this shit.
So it's her fault.
It's her fault.
She could have stopped it.
And she didn't. And with that, that's the panel. So polite.
I'd like to shout one out for Benjamin Delbert.
He's my hero. Deaf trainer Joe for catching Jigglypuff so she's finally loved. And Radio City Music Hall for allowing us such a brilliant stage show to be presented. You can follow us on these social medias, which I'm just going to switch over now because we're giving the next panel in 3 minutes. Thomas, get out of here. Andrew, come back. I miss you.
All right, which one are we doing now?
We're doing Sonic. So if you're interested in hearing about Sonic the Hedgehog, stick around.
If you're not, you should stick around anyways, because we like having an audience.
I would leave too. It's okay. Yeah. See, you're allowed to leave the room. I'm not. Why did I do this?
You just shouldn't.
I mean, yeah. No one would be happy if I left.
I mean, our audience might. They might get a break from our jokes.
Yeah. Because we do the same jokes over and over again.
Yeah. At least this one's about Sonic jokes instead of Pokemon.
Yeah, we're getting a break.
How did you guys find the musical?
How did we find it?
Yeah.
He found out about it.
I think I watched it on Thanksgiving like 3 years ago. I don't know how I found out about it. I think it just came to me in a dream.
Is that my
One weird fever dream.
This one's mine. No, that's his water bottle. His water bottle.
Because I have them on the table. Yeah, that's not right now. Thank
Okay, I'm gonna just hit record and then hit record again.